Well, would you look at that? Gary Gensler now encouraging Congress to increase funding for SEC to investigate cryptocurrency issues. It's almost like now would be a good time to figure out how to pay 0% on your Dogecoin and other cryptocurrency investments as well. By the way, this is a member-only live stream. It is, of course, time to ramp up member-only content because right now we need to have not only incentives for everyone to be looking at cryptocurrency in a different light, but we also need to have a way for us as a community to have our own unique live streams where it's just us participating and no one else is allowed to see it, where I can go over news and stories that I wouldn't always feel comfortable talking about on the main channel for whatever reason, or go into detail on specific cryptos that just our community is a part of, and perhaps people on the main channel may not be a part of. So that's the value of this. And as you can see here, Gary Gensler doing that. Well, here's your options. Number one, take a look at this. Breaking news, and I have actually a better option for you than El Salvador, but we'll go into this first. Breaking news, El Salvador president officially signs bill eliminating all taxes on income, property, and capital gains for technology innovations, which includes crypto. And heck of an awesome thing for the El Salvadorian president to do. As you know, he's been involved with Bitcoin going back up to 30K. That's very good because the average for El Salvador is between 40 and 45K for buying BTC. So we're getting closer to them actually being flat. They did lose a little bit of money on it though. Overall, the freedom and the long-term benefit though will far outweigh any negative side effects that are in the short term from the price going down. Just something to keep in mind there. But you can see here, BTC back up to 28,574, close to that 30K mark. El Salvador, you can move there if you want to pay 0% taxes on Dogecoin, but here's a better option for you. So Puerto Rico has this, Act 60, which allows you to pay 4% fixed income on all of the income you make. Now, if you are an online creator, if you have a business, there are ways you can actually take advantage of this. If you just want to move there and be an investor full-time, if you want to invest in cryptocurrency full-time, you get 100% tax exemption on capital gains, only 4% on income tax. And by the way, you still get to be a U.S. citizen if you do this. It's not like you have to say, okay, I'm going to Dubai and I'm going to leave my U.S. citizenship forever. No, you are still a U.S. citizen even while you're doing this, which is a beautiful, beautiful thing because anyone can do it. The amount of people participating in it is not particularly high at the moment, but I imagine it will go up. 50% exemption on municipal license tax, 15 years standard tax exemption grant period. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful stuff. And just to give you an idea, so a couple of details to remember, it does take 3 years of actually being there to qualify for the program in its totality. Also, on top of that, there are a couple other things to do. You have to apply. Relatively easy, though, in comparison to some of the other ways that people are trying to get around taxes, mean write-offs and things like that. That's a lot harder, and it doesn't allow you to write off that much. If you want to legally not pay nearly as high of a tax bill, boom, there you go. And the reason why it's harder for me to talk about this on the main channel is because who knows who's watching that, right? This should be more of a private thing. We don't want this to be ruined because it's a nice thing to take advantage of. And who knows, maybe the government will catch on more that people want to take advantage of this. I mean, of course, the government has to allow it, right? But they only did that because of what happened with the natural disaster, the hurricane that came through and devastated Puerto Rico in 2017, Hurricane Maria. That was a huge reason why they actually implemented this in the first place. By the way, Puerto Rico now, it looks great. They've rebounded massively. Those hurricanes are extremely rare of that magnitude. And even when they happen, it is possible to rebound from it. But a lot of people left, and so they had to do this. And so boom, that's why we see 4% income tax rate, eligible income. 100% tax rate for capital gains because they need investments to come in. They need people to come in. Puerto Rico basically went bankrupt. And now that they're doing better, well, they could try to take this away if we get too much attention to it. And so I just want this to be between us. Many things like that I will talk about here and I will not talk about anywhere else. You can see this is the chart over the last 3 months for BTC. It's at 16,000 just at the beginning of this year. It's crazy to think about. I mean, just the fact that it's done that in this amount of time is really a beautiful thing. Now, Dogecoin, it's buy territory at the moment for Dogecoin because we are in a position where Doge is behind the scenes of BTC, and a lot of other smaller market cap coins are, a lot of other altcoins are. So this is a great time to consider, if you have the ability to, just go check out Puerto Rico. Why not? I mean, it's a beautiful place. They have not just some of the prettiest beaches in the world. They have some good restaurants. It's not restaurants, though, I would say would be one of the biggest differences between the United States and Puerto Rico. The restaurants in the United States are definitely a level up, but they do have a few good ones there, especially if you're in the city. If you move out of the city, which is actually what I would recommend because it's quieter, more peaceful, then you're going to have a little bit of a harder time with that. Worth it, though, if you're saving, a lot of money. And especially if you buy Dogecoin now, if you move to Puerto Rico, then buy Dogecoin after you move to Puerto Rico, then you will pay 0% tax on that while still being a U.S. citizen. Not very many people know about this. Well, now you do, though. And if you have the ability to take advantage of it, I would highly recommend that you do actually take advantage of it. Patty, by the way, this is Justin Bieber's mom. And so this is another thing I can't show you on the live stream. So I sent her this message. She followed me. She's only following right now. This is kind of crazy. She's following 578 people. And she gave me a follow. You can see here, I sent her this message. Love your message. I have a 6-month-old daughter, and I want her to live in a world without so much hate. Unfortunately, it's crazy times right now. And she has not responded to me yet. But I imagine she will. She's only following 500 people, and she does have to be following you for you to message her. But that's really cool. I mean, Justin Bieber, obviously one of the biggest celebrities in the world. There's Justin Bieber's wife, Hailey Bieber, who's also a very big celebrity. But I mean, the cool thing about this is Patty in her own right is also a pretty big celebrity. She has done multiple really cool things. And of course, if Justin Bieber's your son, you're going to be famous no matter what if you want to be. So that's certainly, I imagine that didn't hurt. But it's really cool to see that. And Elon Musk, by the way, he's trying to end the $258 billion Dogecoin lawsuit, which involved a lot of people, by the way. You can see this U.S. judge on Friday to throw out. He asked them to throw out the $250 billion lawsuit, which makes total sense because it's a ridiculous, preposterous lawsuit on its face. Should have never been implemented in the first place. The fact that it was is bad. And I mean, it's not just him, by the way. They also sued a lot of other people too. So it was a very, very, very in-depth lawsuit. And there may be a person that they sued who may or may not be your favorite YouTuber. We'll just leave it at that. That's another thing I definitely can't say on my main channel. You can put the dots together there. The best thing to do sometimes is ignore. Also, I didn't actually mention anything there. Do I know anything? Who knows? I have, there's the benefit of the doubt in place. But you can see this. Pops Woody won't deem you first. The official dog of SpaceX. Coins like this have been launching a decent amount recently, where we have small market cap coins. And of course, that's not really the official coin of SpaceX, by the way. It's, of course, just marketing. But a lot of people are trying to use things like this, SpaceX, to send these coins to a decent market cap relatively fast. And sometimes it actually works. So it's not ever a bad thing to look at that and say, oh, I want to actually participate. I want to, put a few $100 in it at the very least and see what happens. I do that. And if you want to do that as well, I will. Through these live streams, I'm going to be showing you some of those opportunities too, where if we talked about on the main channel, we may get hate for it. But here, we have a much more open dialogue where it's just us here. It's just people in the community. And so because of that, we have the ability to freely cover any of these cryptos and say anything we want about them. I can hate on them. I can tell you how much I love them. And there won't be any consequences because it's just us. We can say whatever we want. It's the beautiful freedom. By the way, Burger King also, which is nice to see. They did tweet this out as well. Trying to convince my office manager to let us have an office Doge. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful stuff there. And of course, that 1,500 likes, way more likes than all of the other tweets. I mean, when are the marketing directors going to learn? Even in a bear market, the best thing you can do to go viral is talk about Dogecoin. Burger King, by the way, 117,000 followers now. That's gone up a decent amount. As a result of them talking about Dogecoin, they'll keep going up more. There's no doubt about it. Also, have you seen all the tornadoes? I mean, my goodness. A lot of tornadoes have been coming through. Which, if this video is monetized, I can't talk about that. See, it's just beautiful. We have the freedom to talk and say whatever we want here on the community-only live stream, which is why it's better than the main channel live stream. It just is. I mean, the main channel live streams can be good, but this is where it's way more fun because I can say whatever I want and talk about whatever I want, and this is really interesting. Also, I can show, because no one else can see this, no one can copyright it. So if I want to show clips on it, what is anyone going to do about it? Because they won't see it. Oops. Well, I probably should. Not hurricane either. It's a tornado. Come on, Matt. You knew that. No hurricanes coming through. We're a little bit distracted from the Hurricane Maria talk earlier. You can see here, though, tornado. We don't need a hashtag on there. It'll still come up. You can see some crazy footage. So this one from 5 hours ago from Raw Alerts. I mean, my gosh. That looks straight out of a movie. Is that even, it is real, but I mean, is it real? Like that's how crazy it looks. I mean, my goodness, what a crazy job. And look at this. That's so sad. Local Arkansas reporting 600 plus. My gosh, I didn't even know that until I just saw right now. 600 plus people That is awful. That, I mean, I knew there were big hurricanes there, or big tornadoes there that were causing a lot of damage, but to hear that number, 600 casualties, that's more than a lot of hurricanes. That's truly horrifying. And that's just the initial report. My gosh. That completely put a damper on this entire live stream. I mean, I had hope. I mean, I guess it's kind of stupid to think maybe no one could lose their life from that, from the videos we were seeing. But I mean, you just kind of hope that, right? 600 people? My gosh. Man, prayers going out to them. I mean, that's just horrific. That's I mean, I can't even believe that number hardly. Here's another one, close-up footage of a tornado. I mean, there were a lot across the country today. If you saw, my wife was actually driving and saw one of the extreme winds. It wasn't a tornado, fortunately, thank God. But she was driving. If you want to check it out, I mean, that really is awful. But you can see that's what she was driving in today, and it's pretty loud too. You can hear like things hitting the car, and that was not even a tornado. So I prayers go out to all of them. I'm gonna go ahead and end the live stream right here. I'm Matt Wallace. This is Matt Wallace, community only live stream, and I'll see you in the next video.